Hey, record.
You want a glass of water, anybody? Before
Hey, give me the glass.
Može glass of water.
You have Yana? Oh,
That's
shit
Croatian.
for no.
This
This is for
Croatian shit.
shitty water for guests.
Aqua
Bro.
Viva.
No, Aqua Viva and shit.
What do you drink?
He drinks always Yana. He drinks Yana.
Yeah, Croatian shit.
Water. And for us, it's
Ustaša.
shit.
No, I drink filtered water. Imam cepter.
Oh, yeah.
Cepter.
I have filter.
Filter. Yeah, you save a lot of money, man.
Of course. And a lot of,
Yeah.
you know.
My wife, idi da kupi vodu.
Yeah,
Imamo ti. Yeah, a Volt. Yeah, some Afghan guy. Afghan guy. Last time I had a black guy, Cuban guy. What the fuck, man? Desiti Dojo. Yeah.
the first brown guy I ever saw in Serbia was driving a Volt bike.
I couldn't believe it, man.
What the fuck?
Are you lost? I thought I was the only other brown guy here, man. What is this shit?
Okay, so remember, don't just speak right into the mics.
Yeah.
So bring it to it's nice and comfortable, close to your face, and ready to roll.
Wait, let me just throw my chewing gum, man. Sorry.
Gile, don't put the glass beside this.
Yeah, put it on this thing if you can. This is a nice table. Should be somewhere in the kitchen, bro. Just remember where you were sitting. God damn it.
God damn it, these guests. Shit.
Sit in exactly the same place you were, please. Ah, shit, I didn't even check if I look good.
You always look good,
Like
bro.
shit. I'm
You know
gonna
that.
put up a little bit. I mean, Wula is here to look handsome. Gila and I were just here to, speak.
Fuck you.
Gila, what the
just
fuck
looking
happened to your eye, man?
I got poked in the eye during a competition last week. But that guy, who was that young guy, 22-year-old guy on steroids, So.
Can you see your?
No, I can. Huh? What? No. I can see.
You can see out of it. It didn't injure your eye at all. It just looks horrible.
It was worse. Like it was all red.
Yeah.
I poked and my contact lens flew out.
You look like the final scene in the Terminator.
Yeah, that's what they told me. Man.
Yeah. Maybe just without the muscles or the accent.
It looks good though. It looks good, man. I like it, man. Yeah.
I think Gile could see me right now, huh?
Yeah.
This is his blind angle.
He can't even see. Now you're like in Rocky 1 where he can't see the shot coming from the right angle.
Adrian.
So tell me something. You've been training jiu-jitsu how long?
Since 2001, I started
2001. So that's 22 years of jiu-jitsu.
2 years.
And did you train anything before that?
I did Muay Thai for 2 years, and I just played basketball before.
Played basketball, yeah. But for
It
martial
doesn't
arts, you
count.
like Muay Thai 2 years and
Muay Thai
and
2 years.
grappling.
I did judo as a kid, like every French kid,
Right.
I think I got to green belt.
Judo.
Judo.
Oh, yeah. Judo is
Very popular.
a lot of the French. We like to throw you on the floor,
du
and
judo,
cover you with a butter, with du beurre.
C'est vrai, c'est
So
vrai.
you're French, right?
half French, half Filipino.
Half French, Filipino, and you grew up in Paris.
I grew up all over, man. I grew up in Philippines and UK and London, and in the Philippines also.
In the Philippines. You didn't live in France ever.
No, I lived in France. I was born in France,
Yeah.
and I lived 2 years in a small town in Normandy called Le Havre.
Le Havre.
It's in Normandy.
Wait, is it Le Havre or is it L'Havre?
No. It's 2 words. Le Havre.
Uh-huh.
Le Havre.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. It's not. There's no apostrophe. There's no apostrophe.
No, oh, it's not Le Havre. It's Le Havre.
It's LE, and the second word is HAVRE.
With a H.
Le Havre. Le Havre.
Le Havre.
Le Havre.
Right, Le Havre. So what does it mean, Havre?
I don't know. I don't think it means anything, man. I mean,
It's like just the
it's
name of
like
the
a name. Yeah, name of a boring town in Normandy.
And where they have like nice croissants and shit.
Not really, man. It was
No?
like it's actually pretty ugly, man. It's like
Really?
they said it was the second most bombed city in the world after Warsaw or something. So
Wow.
it got completely destroyed, and
So it's all 60s communist brutalist
Something like that.
architecture.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds horrible, man.
no, but it's okay. People are friendly there, man.
Sure. Yeah. Fast, fair enough. So that's where you were training judo?
Yeah, that's why I trained judo. Yeah, that's
Judo.
judo. Yeah.
Judo. Nice. And what judo? BJJ guys love to cross-train judo because of the takedowns, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, we have takedowns also, but we don't focus on that as much. And to be honest, I prefer to cross train in wrestling.
Sure.
Instead of judo, because judo, especially since they removed the leg grabs,
Yeah.
it's not so interesting, and I don't think it applies as much to jiu-jitsu as wrestling, because in judo a lot of throws you have to turn your back,
Sure.
and that's a big no-no in jiu-jitsu because someone can grab your back, put the hooks in and choke you, man. So I think judo is a solid base, but you have to adapt it for the rule. It's like if you're a judoka and then you train BJJ, you have to and you take what's useful for judo. You know, not everything in BJJ is good for judo. You know, not everything in judo is good for jiu-jitsu.
But you get a stand-up judo guy and a stand-up BJJ guy, and the fight ends like say sumo rules. Who wins?
Oh, this is the question. Like it depends on the person.
Yeah, sure.
Like you can be a aikido guy,
Sure.
and you can beat up a jiu-jitsu guy because you're a tough guy.
That's pretty unlikely.
Yeah, it's unlikely.
Aikido sucks.
It's unlikely. But no, okay. But
I'm joking. I like Aikido.
all I'm saying is that I think it depends on the person.
Sure. Of course. That's the classic argument. You can't put two guys from two different styles.
You've got a jiu-jitsu guy who can be a complete pussy, you know, like not athletic, nothing, you know, and he's never been in a street fight.
Sure.
And he get punched in the face, like, oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah.
And so it's tough to say, but
But you love judo. Sorry, I'll try the French pronunciation.
I love judo. I love judo. Yeah. But my number one love is jiu-jitsu. You know.
Sure.
And
I see your clips a lot, and I see you go a lot for the ankle picks and reaching for the leg with the hands and stuff. That's not even judo anymore.
More wrestling.
It's more wrestling. Yeah.
But to be honest, old judo had all of that.
Sure.
They had leg grabs. They had double leg takedowns. But they removed all of that like in 2007. Because the Russians were always winning.
Sure. We got to stop those Russians somehow, bro.
Because
change the rules.
They're
too good.
Russian wrestlers were winning, and they're oh my God, you know, we have to keep it pure, keep it Japanese, you know, and so they removed the
pure Japanese style. Absolutely.
Kaizen.
And Vule, you are a striker. Gile is a grappler. You are a striker. I feel like those American assassins. Striker. You started with Kyokushinkai karate. No. What did
I
you
started with the box.
Boxing.
When we are talking about the martial arts, the first martial sport was boxing.
How old were you?
Yeah, 21.
21 years old. You started
I
boxing?
I was old. Yeah, I started boxing in Partizan, the boxing club Partizan. Yeah. Now the main coach there, Sloba Radojevic, he's not alive anymore, unfortunately. But I was there for 2 years.
2 years training boxing?
Yeah, 2003, 2004.
And then you thought, I want some traditional Japanese, I'm going for Kyokushinkai.
No, then I was searching for some kung fu, you know, some traditional kung fu. What the fuck, you know? And then I met my old friend. He was master in few martial arts, you know, Marco. He's my good friend now, of course. And he told me, hey, come to practice some martial art. It's a Kyokushin-jutsu, some mix between Kyokushinkai karate and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Not Brazilian, the traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu. Yeah, jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And then I started that in 2006, and I mastered it in 2011. Then 2010, I met Serba,
and you started to train
mutual friend.
Wing Chun.
Yeah, and I started traditional Wing Chun. And then my path, you know, led me in that direction, you know. I was searching for the Kung Fu, and I found it, but 2010. And then I was with Serba for, 8-9 years. Till
That's right.
2008.
You were training Wing Chun for 8 years.
Yes, Wing Chun for the 8 years. Yeah, 8 years, yes.
Wing Chun is very seductive. It's this martial art which has this really believable spiel about how this martial art is the one to destroy all other arts and styles because our moves are illegal and this and that works here and it's unprovable in the UFC because our strikes are illegal, hitting the throat, hitting the solar plexus, eye gouges, etc., etc. And so people who train Wing Chun, I trained Wing Chun 21 years, we start to believe our own bullshit. You know, and it's like, oh, we don't spar because I will kill you if we spar. You know, it's like you have this this belief in your own styles, and you get shaken out of that when like real situations happen or you start cross training in something else. I love Wing Chun. I think Wing Chun is fantastic, but Wing Chun is very seductive, and it has a lot of Wing Chun is garbage as well. There's no regulation. One of the things I like about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is you can go to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu club in Rio, Okinawa, Las Vegas, London, Belgrade, and it's fairly standard, right? There's not much deviation, I would imagine. There's a regulation and there's a provability, which I like a lot.
Self-regulated.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, you have a very dynamic style of training. If it breaks, it breaks. That's it. Exactly. It
You
works.
see what's effective.
Yeah.
But you have very big differences between Chinese guys and Brazilian guys.
Sure.
You know, that's why Chinese guys. When we are talking about Chinese guys, I cannot generalize all the
Sure.
nation, but you know.
Yeah, there's 1.5 billion Chinese
of
over
course,
there.
you know, they have no billion Chinese, bro, but billion lineages of one martial art. It's not normal, you know.
Well, the Chinese are horrible at recording
Everything-
history.
Everything is
You
commercial.
don't write it down.
Yeah, and when they keep it oral, and then they change history to flatter their own family lineages, and you have these warlords of one neighborhood with his own personal style.
At the end, they are lazy.
Yeah.
When they're becoming lazy, and when you're becoming lazy, they don't wanna practicing anymore. Then they, you know, they decide to, you know, let's imagine some new style, new lineage. Let's go and, you know, all followers. Let's do on our way. It's not good. It's
What
not good for
happened? What happened to you when you were training Wing Chun and you decided, you know what, I'm going back to boxing?
I got back to boxing in 2017, I think. Yeah, with some guy, Coach Jelko, and it was, you know, it was the principles are very similar when you're doing on the right way, you know, when you following that professional path and professional road, you know. And then I realized that whenever we talk about the Wing Chun, that fast punches, the speedness in Wing Chun, everything, that you have all that stuff in boxing.
Yes.
You understand?
Absolutely.
Yes, and that is, say,
Isn't Wing Chun, like, they call it Chinese boxing?
no, it's
Or it was
Sanda.
called like that?
Sanda is
Sanda.
Chinese boxing. Sanda,
It
yeah.
has Greco-Roman throws, right?
Yeah, it's only Greco-Roman throws, but
Hong Li.
it's a kickbox
yeah,
with the savate,
I love it, man.
kickbox, whatever, with the throws. They need to put some, you know, some martial art. They need to put it in some, you know, sports
Yeah.
shape.
Well, that's post-communist revolution. You had, because of the religious connotations with Kung Fu and Confucian ideology or Buddhist ideology, the Chinese government were like, wow, that's some bullshit. We can't have that. So now we call it, you know, Wushu instead of Kung Fu. So you remove that religious component from it to make it a national sport, and they have the demonstrations of it to make it a secular discipline.
Okay.
So there was some politics involved with that, and an exportation of Chinese culture across
And they
the
got
world.
back in the roots, you know.
Yeah.
Again, kickboxing, boxing, savate. Again,
Absolutely.
sport.
Well, what happened again with the communist revolution is you had all the great kung fu masters from around China flee the country when communism hit and move to Hong Kong. So you had this concentration of great kung fu in Hong Kong for decades, 50, 60 years, all living in the block of E, right next to each other, the block here, block there, and they would have the Daimyo bare knuckle matches on the rooftops.
But you're talking about guys that dedicated their lives to some martial art. Understand?
Absolutely.
And now there's club. There was some guy, you know, who learned, got there for a few lessons, and he told, hey, I was in the Bruce Lee school, kung fu school, and then now I have my own lineage, and it's not good.
No, exactly. That's why Wing Chun has no standardization. You have one guy who was 1 year at Ip Man's school or Wong Shun Yung's school or Augustine Fong's school, and they can say, I was training with Ip Man, I was training with Bruce Lee. Right. You were training 1 year, a couple of times a month, you know, kiss my ass. But there is that accreditation. There's that credibility having been at that school. So, I mean, that's bullshit. I mean, it's really tough to earn belts in Jiu-Jitsu. They don't give out belts like they do in karate or judo or in kung fu. We don't even have belts. They're like, no, we know that. But in jiu-jitsu, you fucking earn those belts, right? Like, what was I? I was training jiu-jitsu 2 years. I was like, hey, when can I get a blue belt? Like, you can suck my balls.
You're not supposed to ask.
Oh, really?
There's some instructors, if you ask them, they add an extra year on top.
No shit.
Yeah. It's an unwritten rule. But
Thanks for telling me that.
Never
Now I
ask.
know not to ask again.
you never ask. Like, hey, where's my belt? Like, where's your belt?
Oh, 1 more year, bitch.
Exactly. Don't ever ask me that, man. Yeah.
Interesting. I love. So there are some Japanese etiquette that continues to this day through, or is it a
there's
BJJ etiquette?
some of it. Yeah, it's like a mixture of Brazilian and Japanese cultures, let's say. You know.
Interesting.
And but there's no, for example, some schools they do a belt testing. Like I don't do it. I don't even do stripes in my academy.
Sure.
Because I don't like rewarding people. Like, oh, you're a good boy. Here's a stripe. You know. Hey, you know. Like I don't have that kind of relationship. Oh, hey, where's my stripe? I did really good today. You know.
Sure, that's the Asian shit inside of you, man. You're like, fuck you, work harder. I'm not rewarding you nothing. Yeah,
No, some guys, I promote them. I just throw up. We're in a changing room. Hey, wear this from now on. Like, oh my God, purple belt. Ah,
that's nice. I like that.
surprise. Of
course, I like that. I would appreciate that more.
Yeah,
That's why he doesn't have money, you know.
exactly.
Because every belt is okay. Give me 50, 100 euros. You know.
Some instructors they'll charge you for like €100 for a belt. I mean, I think you earn your belt. You know, you don't.
That's that thing in Kung Fu as well. There, you pay per month in the traditional schools, like just enough so the teacher can keep teaching. Okay. You don't pay anything extra for the forms, for the belts, whatever. But most of the Wing Chun these days and other schools and karates, there's a whole payment plan and payment structure. They made it into a business.
It's a payment plan before your fighting plan. You know?
Right?
Okay, yeah. Pay, then you fight. What
Payment plan first, fighting plan second. First you pay me, then you know how to fight.
You know, from the Wing Chun and everything, you need to pay for seminars, you need to pay for a wooden dummy form, you need to pay for first form, second form, third form. Bro, we are lucky we don't have any 3 form, only 3 form. If you have a 12 form, bro, you will be out of money, bro.
Like imagine it's time for you to learn the dummy form, and it's like, okay, so it's $600 to learn the dummy form. It's like, well,
okay.
Isn't it just time for me to learn this? This is part of the syllabus, right?
Now it's time for
No,
pay.
now it's time for you to pay. Guillaume, move that mic right up close to your face. There you go.
I had
I feel threatened by this mic.
experience with my
Right in there, just like you do jiu-jitsu. You're used to that.
I'm used to it. Balls in my face.
I had a crazy experience with my sifu. You know my Serba sifu.
Yes,
Bro, he told Serba, I will sell you the wooden dummy form for 600 euros. But
Seems to
you
be a standard price.
listen, you cannot share it with anyone. Understand, bro? So you can buy.
He's Chinese.
He's bro.
Bulgarian or
He's,
something.
no, he's Serbian, bro. He's worse than Chinese guy.
What the?
You have form.
€600.
Of course, 600 euros for form
For a
and
piece
you
of wood.
Bro, no, it's a form.
the dummy is
it's a
extra.
thing,
This is just the knowledge of the dummy. The dummy, you gotta buy it.
Of course.
Yeah.
500 euros dummy.
Yeah.
And you cannot show me. What you pay for it. But
And he
it's
holds
your-
you by the
for your
balls
house.
because he's your Sifu, right? So you can't say fuck you.
There's that cultish shit. You know how it is. I'm sure there are some jiu-jitsu academies like that where
Not
the
mine,
leader
but
is
yeah,
not yours. I know
hate
that.
stuff.
Then
man.
we came back into the
I
sport.
was a victim of that too before, and some old schools where I trained. I didn't like it, you know.
But you were smart enough to realize this is some bullshit and a cult, and you left and you went elsewhere. So I have
opened my own
some
school.
sympathy, but not that much sympathy for people that stay in those cultish schools for 20 years. I'm like, go and look
They don't have the
around.
balls. They don't have the balls. They're not brave enough to leave, and also they don't want to leave their friends.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't want to leave. This guy is abusive, but I'm scared to leave my friends.
Sure.
You know, it's like that. You know, I just said F this. You know, I don't need this. You know.
Bro, I left from all my clubs.
Yeah.
Well, what to do?
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough.
It's
you
my
had
way,
your
you know?
20 years of knowledge. By that time, you
course.
should leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been training 15, 20 years.
If you want to do that on your way.
Yes, of course. Yeah, some guys are perfectly happy to train a couple of times a week for their lives, and that's fine. I respect that. They're
problem,
not like
no
you know, they're not. There's a difference between that die-hard black belt mentality, which is a slight form of OCD or psychosis. Like it's a dedication. Like there's a borderline between that, where you continue your whole life to dedicate a big portion of your life to that. And you know, we understand each other. We get it. We're like, yeah, we dedicated half our lives to this shit. But there are other people who are casual about it, and they're nice, fun guys, fun to train with.
90% of people.
90% of people.
It's a comfortable zone, you know?
Comfortable zone. That's fine. I respect that.
Of course.
But at the same time, you're like, oh, hey, so you want to stay for 2 hours after the class and drill? No, I have a life. Like you guys can stay here and work on a dummy for 2 hours, or you can spar for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
And fair enough. Like also, we're all fucking 40 plus now. We don't have 2 hours of the day anymore to spend.
I like your way to say that they're pussies. Oh, I respect that. No, they are pussies, bro.
You will never have a black belt. Like
Oh, they're not
Stay
fanatics.
there and die there,
That's
man.
it. They're not fanatical
Yeah,
about
of course.
it. They enjoy it.
Just
but,
joking.
You know.
Yeah.
We are fanatics. We're all instructors. We've been training for 20 plus years. It's a part of our lives, you know.
Of course.
I think my brain is a jiu-jitsu brain. I see a I don't see a thing as a problem. I see it as a challenge.
Yeah.
Problem? Oh no, challenge.
Yeah. That's been beaten into you,
yeah,
literally,
exactly.
over 20 years.
Problem solving. You know.
Your ego has been broken to exactly where it belongs. So you might have a little bit of a big ego, but you deserved that
have an
because
ego.
you earned it. But you're also like, I know nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know nothing. And you're comfortable with that knowledge. Don't you have days when you're like, I am so smart. You do something smart. You're like, I'm the smartest
genius.
fucking guy. And then literally the next day, you'd be like, I cannot believe how dumb I am. Like, you do some dumb shit. It happens all the time. But you're honest with your level. That's what martial arts teaches
Keeps you humble. Gives
Absolutely.
you.
I don't know about humble, but it definitely gives you a realistic idea of exactly where you are. You might be more humble than me.
I tell my guys, the most important is to be humble.
Yeah.
Because you're good until you roll, like spar with someone who's good.
Yeah.
And in jiu-jitsu, like for example, we have access to. If you want to train with the world champion, you just go to his academy and you can train with him.
Yeah.
And he will demolish you. Like I've trained with the best guys in the world in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's not even funny, man. It's like you're training with a god.
Yeah.
It's like you're like a third division football team and you're training with Leo Messi.
Sure.
Is that and it's like accessible.
Sure.
And everything that you do, he has 3 steps before you and he doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's incredible, man. And
So are you still capable of learning from people of a higher level?
and I even learn from some of my white belts sometimes. They do something because everybody has personalized their style. You know, they have their own style of jiu-jitsu or martial art, and sometimes they do something which you've never seen before. Hey, show me that.
Yeah,
I like it.
Interesting. But this is that black belt mentality. You only want to absorb knowledge.
Yeah.
It's like sparring in boxing. When you get your ass beaten,
Yes.
you're going home. You're not feeling
You're thinking.
stupid. You lost. You're like, I didn't cover my ribs. I didn't cover my face. I dropped my hands. It's your fault.
Back to the basics.
You're always thinking about your mistakes, you know?
Yes.
Not about your feelings. No, just about mistakes. Oh, I could have better.
Yeah. I mean,
It's important.
When's the last time you got, if ever, upset having lost a match? I can't even remember. Not even. I'm usually hugging the guy. Thank you. You know, like that was great.
Yes.
Because I enjoy. It sounds weird, but I enjoy getting beaten because I had the chance to learn. Especially when you were high level in Wing Chun for many years, it was rare. You got your ass beaten, and then when you did, you were enjoying it.
That's right.
For me, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
To get beaten. Because again, I've been trained for long. I'm a black belt 3rd degree. It's not every day I get beaten. So if a guy beats you, I'm like, wow, respect, man. I like
Want
that.
to roll straight away again?
No, because then
No, give me 2 days to recover.
No,
I'm 43. I'll come back next week.
but
With the gun. Okay, roll now, motherfucker.
it gets me thinking. You know, like, oh man, how do I beat this guy? You know, and then the next time you roll, I already have a plan.
Sure.
You know, and these are my own students, because they know my game, they know their game, so they figure out how to beat me. I'm like, hey, fuck, trust man, good job, buddy.
That happens
Tomorrow
in
I'll
boxing.
fuck you up. Man.
That happens in boxing. You learn a guy's style, and you spar with the same guy. I mean, look at GGG and Canelo. They fought 3 times. By the 3rd fight, they knew each other so well. They were fucking around with each other.
Of course.
You can tell. You learn a guy's
Same
style.
thing. The same thing is everywhere. So
Yeah. I mean, you have a very dynamic style. You switch from Soviet to Cuban to back and forth. You're not quite hard to read, but I mean, a better boxer than me might be able to read you. So I don't know.
what to say? I'm not thinking so much about that.
Sure.
You know? When you enter into the ring, you know, you are working your own style. It depends from many things. You know, both of you knows. It's depends from your cardio system. If I'm tired, if I didn't sleep well, I'm totally different boxer than when I sleep well. You know.
Yeah, of course.
It's normal thing. You know, many times I'm defending all the time, but I'm practicing defense then.
Absolutely.
Understand? Sometimes I entering the ring and 8 rounds I do the double deck all the time. The only defense just. Few punches. Okay, I did the 8 rounds. It's okay, but I practicing something for myself all the time. I was tired. I cannot explain to anyone. I was tired. I want to defend myself. Okay, of course, I throwing punches. I punching the guys, and they punch me. But it's not my style.
Sure.
You know. And when I'm good in the good mood, bro, I can work all the time. No, but it's normal. It's normal. Then it's
Of course. Yeah. Then you're feeling on
faster,
top. Yeah.
I'm full of energy. It's normal. It's normal. And you cannot explain that. Novak Djokovic always say about that, you know. The first 100 tennis players, they're the same, bro. It's the same forehand, same backhand, same, what the fuck? Everything is in the focus, in your preparation. Mental focus and preparation for the match. Why they're always thankful to their teams and everything? Because those guys put them on their place, bro. Trust me, because they're allow them to be, you know, in the safe zone, always rest when they, this guy is for the food, this guy for the dream, this guy for the, you know, sleep, bro. It's normal, you know.
Absolutely.
These guys for laughing. They have one guy who's, you know, who is for comic guy.
Yeah.
Like you, bro. You know that. But no, really. It's
comedy is not so different from boxing. I'll tell you, it's not so different in a more abstract sense, because you have a punch line, literally a punch line. But you're setting up jokes, and you have this interplay with the crowd, you know. And some days you have good days, some days you have bad days. Plus, like when you're tired and you're experienced enough, you can fake your way through it. You're not losing, but you know you weren't great. You know, you did the job, you got paid, everyone still thinks you're okay, but you know you were shit. You were not good today or tonight or whatever, but you have the experience. When you were younger and you were not so experienced comic, you go up, you eat shit, everyone's like, oh man, that was brutal. You know, and you go home like, oh, but you know, you get some experience, you know how to push through.
Bro, it's the same in all individual businesses, work, you know, sports, skill, whatever. Because you're on your own all the time.
Sure.
Depends from
Just check this camera's still running. Take a 2-second break just to check.